Ferris wheel and prize pigs have moved out. The ponies have moved in. Summer meet number 79 just hours away. And here to talk more about it is the man himself, Mr. Joe Harper. His cell phone won't stop ringing for the next 47 days. Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing great. You know, this time of the year, I always find some new friends to give me a call, so my cell phone has been busy. But we're doing fine, you know. If we haven't thought of it by now, it's too late, so I'm just waiting for tomorrow to show up, you know?
Joe, I love our annual chit-chats. Before we get too far into this, we just supered your name and your title, and I noticed something is missing. It no longer reads President and CEO. Please tell me that doesn't involve plans of heading to a pasture of some sort.
No, I'm still in the saddle, but we made Josh Rubenstein the president, who's been working here for a long time. He's been doing all the heavy lifting, and I had to figure out how to get rid of the guilt that I had for not going to a lot of those meetings. So he's now the president. He's doing a great job, and I'm still in my office. I'm still bothering him, so I'm happy.
Well, before we get into our conversation, just out of curiosity, in a meet that is 47 days long, will you be at every day, or do you space it out? How does a CEO handle the meet?
Yeah, about the same way as I've always have. I'm here every day, even on the dark days. There's usually something going on, a meeting or something. So it's, you know, I mean, how tough is this job? I mean, the palm trees are blowing in the breeze. The ocean's right over there. I got 1,800 head of horses to go watch. Trust me, it's not a lot of work.
Okay, well let's get into it then. Meet number 79. What is new this time around?
Well, this is interesting because, you know, we had such good luck with Breeders' Cup back in November that I think what we're going to see new of is a lot of horses and trainers coming out here that have never been here before. Everybody loved it. I mean, something like 70% of the patrons that were here for Breeders' Cup had never been to Del Mar. A lot of them had never been to San Diego or even California. So they found us out, and they're coming back. And we see some entries coming in now from out of town and out of the state. So that's great. I mean, hopefully we can capitalize on that and get a few more horses and a little bit more money to bet on, you know?
Opening day crowds of late seem to hover in that 38 to 40 range. Great crowds, but when I first came here 20 years ago, it was always north of 40. Is that just a sign of the times, or are you trying to keep it to a more manageable audience?
Well, you know, when you get over 40,000 here, it's not manageable. You know, people get shut out of betting and stuff, so we're actually delighted. Even with Breeders' Cup, I held the Breeders' Cup down to 37.5 on those days, and with almost, you know, half of what the Santa Anita attendance was, we did 20% more in betting handle, and it was the most successful Breeders' Cup. So, you know, I always say, you know, quality outdoes quantity here. So we like the crowd. We like about mid-30s. They're great.
Yeah, I think the patrons would agree with you. Take us inside the Turf Club. Who's going to be the big winner? Spandex, latex, or Botox?
Well, yeah, I've always said that's the best marketing tool in the world is Botox, lace, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, Spandex. Yeah, that was it, yeah.
All right, so. Now, I heard talk, you were talking about opening day crowds and getting to the betting window. I heard talk that the mutual clerks were perhaps thinking about striking on opening day. Did you get that worked out?
Yeah, it's all worked out. You know, we got a great crew here, and the mutual clerks are, I think, just terrific, the job they do. And there was never any doubt. You know, we negotiated in good faith, and we certainly came to the numbers very quickly that we could all agree on. And so, yeah, it's all settled and ready to go, and everybody will be here to work.
Well, Bob and Justify were on parade Monday. We asked them about, I know you were there, but we asked them about how much longer a Triple Crown horse was going to race. And Bob had this to say. I want to get you to react to it. Take a listen.
You know, the thing is about horse racing, you know, he has to pay for a lot of mistakes also, you know. But there's a lot of, you know, there's no upside, you know, for a horse like him. And I know we want to, you know, we like to see these horses run until till they're 8 years old. You know, we enjoy them, but he's just so valuable as a stallion that it's, you know, it's tough.
So my question to you, Joe, is if Justified just sits in the stall, his presence alone at Del Mar, what does that mean to your meet?
Well, it means a lot. I mean, you know, if I translate for Bob, what he was saying was we're not going to run the horse, and probably not anywhere. And I think that's, I mean, how can you do any more with a horse that's undefeated Triple Crown winner? That's a headline you're not going to add to. The horse looks great, looks terrific, as you saw probably in the film. I think what we're shooting for is hopefully the 28th of the month to bring him out in front of the public and parade him around, let the folks see what he looks like. He's an amazing looking horse. I think he's heavy and he's tall and he's big and he's muscular and he's a superstar. You know, these horses that do what he did, they know where the camera is. If you notice when you take his picture, he's right there looking at it. He's a rock star and he knows it, and it'll be great to run him in front of the people.
The French are on a roll. The World Cup victory, Tour de France is going on. Does that mean Flavien Prat gets every wager for every mount he's on? Is he the jockey to watch again in 2018?
Well, you know, he was last year. He looked terrific, and he's a good rider, and he's young, and he's smart. And I think he's going to, you know, just exemplify the French's desire to win, and I think he'll do very well out here.
Vive la Flavien. Joe, before you tell me who you're betting on in the Oceanside Stakes, I wrote down on a piece of paper who I think you're going to wager on. So let's see if I know you that well. Joe, tell the people who gets your $2 for the 8th race on Wednesday.
You know, the last time I told you guys that, everybody bet on that horse. The price went down, and I didn't make as much money, so I'm keeping my mouth shut. You got to – who do you like? Come on. Who do you like?
You probably can't see the monitor. The horsey that won last year, I believe. The relative to California Chrome. What is it? Flavor Sham? Have you?
Oh yeah.
Is that where? That's
yeah.
So how are you gonna? Where are you gonna put your money? Come on, tell us.
You know, the only bet I make on opening day is the first day of the race is the first race, the #1 horse.
Really? That's
tradition? That's where my money goes. Yeah.
All right, Joe.
I don't think I've ever won.
Before I let you go, because I'm sure the media is backed up wanting to speak with you, I'm going to say a phrase and then you react to me. Del Mar Breeders' Cup 2021. You say.
That sounds like a good bet. Yeah, I think that if I rate them right, I think, you know, they're Churchill Downs this year. They'll probably go to Santa Anita next year, then maybe back to Keeneland, which did a very good job, and then to us, which is great for us. You know, I think they wanted to come back a little sooner maybe, but there's an old saying in vaudeville, always leaving wanting more. And so I think that that would be a good span in between the last one we had last year and 2021. It gives us time to do a lot of things and plan a lot more in detail on how to entertain folks for that week.
All right,
2021 is good.
Joe, thank you very much. I always look forward to our chats. I hope we do this again very soon. Maybe before the big race later in the meet, okay? Before the Pacific
Okay,
Classic.
it's a deal.
Joe Harper, everybody, the CEO and Grand Poobah of the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club. Coming up at 6:45, the horse racing conversation continues. The bad boy of the jockey world, Patrick Valenzuela, is going to be in studio. He promises me this time the horse will arrive. So we'll see you at 6:45 with Patrick Valenzuela. I'm done for now. So is the 5 p.m. newscast. Tonight on the ASR, 2 Little League games, plus Maddie Sinclair has a feature on the American League Baseball Legion. We'll have all that coming your way tonight. KUSI News at 6 p.m. is coming around the corner.